Hi there, I'm Christina, and welcome to Creating with Christina. In this series, we'll learn how to create beautiful artwork together. It could get a little messy, but it should be fun. Now, let's paint. Welcome to Basic Acrylic Pouring. This is how I started, and I highly recommend giving it a try. It's super simple, really fun, really relaxing. Even if you've never painted anything in your life, you can do this, trust me. Even children can do it. So, here's what you're gonna need. First off, some form of canvas. I really recommend starting with a smaller canvas if you've never done this before. These are great. They're just little 8x8 cotton canvas. Now, today I'm actually reusing some canvas, so I've primed them with a little bit of black acrylic. Great trick that I highly recommend is get you some thumbtacks. You can use the small ones or you can get those bigger ones. Stick them in the corners of your canvas. You'll see why this comes in handy as we go. Another great thing I recommend, and it's another reason I like these small ones to play with, your aluminum baking pan. It catches the runoff paint, which I like to reuse, and it's an easier cleanup than just doing it on like a drop cloth. So, next up, you're gonna need a pouring medium. Now, this is the most popular. This is Floetrol, or Flood. It's a latex-based paint additive. You get a giant thing. This helps thin the paint so it pours smoothly across the canvas. Other options include glue mixed with water. A lot of people like that one. I haven't actually tried it. Maybe I will one of these days. And of course, you will also need acrylic paint. These are the brands I'm using today. I really like the Apple Barrel paint. I find they pour really well. They have really great colors, fairly inexpensive. I also use this Montmartre. A lot of people use this one. Now, I've pre-mixed some of my paints for today. I haven't mixed this one yet, so I'm going to show you guys the mixing with this blue. I actually really like this color, but you will see how thick this is. Really thick. All right. When it comes to mixing, this is why you really just have to play around with it, because each paint is different. This is really, really thick. So I'm gonna need a lot more of this. So you can start with 1-to-1 ratio, but on the thicker paints, you're probably gonna need at least 1 to 1.5. And this might end up being too much, we'll see. So this is basically what you want to see. Runs off and sits on itself just a few seconds. So that'll do. Okay, so we have our paints mixed. Our canvas is ready. And now comes the fun part. We pour. Da-da-da. Since they've been sitting there for just a second, I'm gonna give them a tiny stir. that's a little thin. A lot of this, so. This is where I don't want to tell you there are any rules, because you can mix however you want. Now, for a canvas of this size, this little 8x8, I've found that this is about enough. All right, so the first technique is called the flip cup, and it is exactly what it sounds like. So you just take your cup of mixed paint. Because these are small and square, I like to just start in the middle. But you can play around with where you put the cup. And you can also do it this way. So you're gonna let it sit there for a couple of seconds so the paint starts to run down. And then we lift. Great thing to do is to scrape a little bit of the excess onto your corners. Because almost every time you'll find that your corners aren't covered completely. And you're going to push that off anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Cute. All right, now comes the fun part. In order to shift the paint, you just tilt your canvas. So as you can see, it's already traveling in that direction faster. So I'm gonna try to get it this way first. But you wanna try to really rotate it. As you go along. This is actually really interesting. I did not know what to expect with these colors. Go over that edge. We're gonna go back this one. We're gonna bring it back. You want to go this way first. Now we're going to go back that corner. Now, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that gold piece on the end. Might need to go. There we go. Come back a little. You always want to try to end with the paint in the center of the canvas. I love adding metallics because you'll see that shimmer pops through. It's even popping through on the black, which is awesome. Something on that edge Ta-da! Now, one thing you want to do is run your hands around the edges to slow the drip. This is where it does get a little tricky. I have messed that up a time or two. Bigger cake pan, always recommended. I actually do have one. Make sure you've got your edges covered and your corners covered. That's also hard to do in these, but. And there we are. There's our first acrylic pour. Flip cup style. So for this one, I'm gonna do what we call a dirty pour. You guys know I like things dirty. And it's basically just what it sounds like. You just pour it on the canvas any old way you feel like. Again, we're using a small one, so I'm gonna stick, actually I'm gonna go this way. Stick to the center for the most part. And as you can see, that looks different. Same paints, same order even. I'm not sure I'm gonna love it, but it is. All right, so we're gonna start, I think I'm gonna go this way first, a little bit. I want to keep that on the end there. I'm not entirely in love with the middle. Oop. So let's see what we can do with it. Kind of knew I wouldn't like that, but okay. Alright. Don't try this at home, kids. Do. The beauty of this is you can do whatever you want. Don't ask, because I don't know. There we go. Let's do that. have lots in the bottom here. She's gonna keep stretching it. Yeah. Go all the way. Yeah. I get that just a little. I'm really gonna fuck one up like that. Okay. Since I had lots of paint left over, and I love these colors, and I had another primed canvas, I'm gonna do one more. All right. I think I'm just gonna flip this one, so I can maybe match that other. As you see, I broke out my bigger pan. There are some images on the edges. Oh. It's already going over the edge. Yeah, it's done. We are definitely going this way first. There's that big blob of black. I don't want to lose all those cells. Let's bring some of that back to the middle. Still gotta go over this side. There's the gold. I was like, where did all my gold go? Huh. It's gonna pop up underneath. And once again, you get something pretty different. Pretty cool.